Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And just having such a wonderful day today. I feel very peaceful. I got up today, I got my hair cut, and then I went and had coffee with a friend, and then I came home. I did a little Christmas shopping too for my cousin and her family, and got a bunch of stuff done, and I got really kind of unique, fun gifts, and I never do that. I always kind of think pragmatic, and so this year I was like, I'm going with my heart, I'm going with my soul, and I'm gonna kind of buy some fun stuff, and I did that, and I was so excited about it. So I got them all done, and I'm really, really excited about the gifts that I bought my cousin's son, because he's kind of artsy and different, and reminds me a little bit of myself in high school. So I was like, okay, I have some like perfect presents for him. And I called her and I said, okay, what do you think about these presents? She's like, oh my God, those are perfect for him. Don't you love like when you find like the perfect present for somebody? And I also found the perfect gift for her husband too. In the kind of strangest place in the entire world. It's just like this boutique little place where my office is. And so I just happened to walk in there today and I was like, it's like a gift shop. And they had something and I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So anyway, let's see. I may show some of these gifts on my vlog. On my vlog the day before Christmas, because then everybody will, you know, they won't go over there and be like telling everybody what I got. Like you would, but anyway. So it's been a really good day today, and I cannot believe that we're like 3 days away from Christmas. I actually have all of these Christmas stories that I want to tell on here, but I don't know which ones I've told in the past, so I've got to go back and look and see. But there's a lot of new people that have found my channel in the last year, so I don't know, maybe I'll retell some of those stories. I do want to say thank you so much for the last year and for watching this channel and for all of you out there. It's interesting. I've gotten a lot of Christmas cards this year in my P.O. box, and whenever I do, people always respond to this channel or my vlog. It's like they'll always thank me for this channel or my vlog, and it's so interesting because these are two channels, those were two channels, this and the vlog were never channels that like I had like gone into thinking I mean, I was a booktuber, let's just be for real, that kind of just, this all happened, you know? So it's funny to me that these are the channels that people always mention. So thank you so much for watching this channel and sticking around and being part of the, you know, daily meditations and stuff, because I love doing this so much. Okay. Well, we got a little bit of a pal right here. We have a guest. Boo Radley is wanting to be part of the video. Why? You got something to say? He said, well, I like peace and serenity. I like to meditate too. Okay, why don't you sit down here with your brother, Pee-Pee, and then you guys can just kind of hang out. Watch, he'll go over there or he'll try to dig, and he digs in the couch. Okay, this is all over the place today. Today we're going to talk about balance and expectations. So, today's meditation comes from The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty, and it is December 21st, and it is called Balance. Today's winter solstice, isn't it? Oh my God. If you have never read the books, here's 2 recommendations for fiction books, and they are written for middle graders, but they are fantastic, okay? And it is Stargirl and Love Stargirl, so go check those out. And Love Stargirl is all about the winter solstice, and I'll always remember that book, you know, in talking about the winter solstice. Okay, balance. Strive for balanced expectation of others. Strive for healthy balance, or help. Let's just start this meditation over. This happens to me sometimes in the morning. I know y'all think that I'm like all like, zen, but that, like sometimes I'm stumbling over my words and stuff and the dogs are like barking outside. So, okay. Balance. Strive for balanced expectation of others. Strive for healthy tolerance. In the past, we may have tolerated too much or too little. We may have expected too much or too little. We may swing from tolerating abuse, mistreatment, and deception to refusing to tolerate normal, human, imperfect behaviors from people. Although it's preferable not to remain in either extreme too long, that is how people change. Real people who struggle imperfectly toward better lives. Improved relationships, I think he just jumped, didn't he? Improved relationships and more effective relationship behaviors. But if we are open to ourselves and to the recovery process, we will, at some point, begin another transition. It becomes time to move away from extremes towards balance. We can trust ourselves and the recovery process to bring us to a balanced place of tolerance, giving, understanding, and expectations of ourselves and others. We can each find our own path to balance as we begin and continue recovery, or just life. Today I will practice acceptance with myself and others for the way we change. If I have had to, okay, I have to stop, I'm sorry. Okay, Tucker does this thing where while I'm filming just this channel, okay, this very calm, serene, peaceful channel, he runs circles between the kitchen, the living room, and right here, okay? Don't you, buddy? He said, I do, Dad. Okay. Are you done running? If I try to lift him up here, he won't come on the couch. Today, I will practice acceptance with myself and others for the way we change. Now, some people would re-record this video, but I'm not doing it, okay? Come here. Come here. You want to be in the video? You never get to be in videos with people. Let's say hi. What are you looking up there? What? This is Tucker, and he doesn't like to be in videos very often, but he just got a haircut, didn't you? And what do you want now? Look at that ear. Is it not so cute? Your dad's a little cow, aren't you? Okay. Can I finish reading the meditation? He says, well, sure, Dad. Okay. Today I will practice acceptance with myself and others for the way we change. If I have had to swing to the other extreme of a behavior, I will accept that as appropriate for a time. But I will make my goal one balanced tolerance and expectations of myself and others. But I will make my goal one of balanced tolerance and expectation of myself and others. I love that meditation. And let me tell you the part that I really love the most, okay? We may swing from tolerating abuse, mistreatment, and deception to refusing to tolerate normal, human, imperfect behaviors from people. Tucker is being so sweet. He is like laying right next to me. I think what I love about that is that, you know, when we've been in extreme situations, right, it's like, I know a lot of people that identify as an adult child of an alcoholic like I do, right? And it's like when you've dealt with that growing up, that alcoholism and things like that. Now, I can kind of speak from a different point of view because I'm also an alcoholic in recovery. But many of my friends are just adult children of alcoholics. They never drank excessively, and many of them never have drank at all because they were so put off by the behavior. But what ends up happening is because we've had an extreme, you know, interaction with that carries over into how we, you know, respond or react to anybody that drinks, right? We have this adverse reaction to anybody that drinks or anybody out there that, you know, like has any kind of substances or whatever, whether it's recreational, whether it's just at a party or whatever. It's like, well, if you're going to have alcohol or you're going to have an open bar, I probably won't come, right? Well, I mean, you haven't been in your alcoholic environment for 20 years, you know? And I think what happens sometimes is we start grouping people together and seeing people all, you know, based on our own experience of what we've gone through. And I also think that sometimes what happens is it takes so much, and this is totally understandable too, right? That it takes so much for us, right, to get out of unhealthy relationships. It takes us becoming stronger. It takes us building ourselves up. It takes us, you know, really becoming new people, you know, laying a new foundation to some degree, you know, and really finding out who we are and going forward in life and trying to say, going forward, I'm not going to accept this behavior, okay? I don't deserve this. I deserve love. I'm a person of value today. I'm a person of, these are positive affirmations. I'm a person of value. I'm a person of, you know, worth today. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be treated right. Well, what happens over time when we get out of these unhealthy relationships, when we set boundaries and limits with that person, okay, is that then we apply those principles to everybody. I've done it, and I'm sure a lot of you out there have done it too. It's like, you know, because one person, you know, treated you a certain way, it's like now you think everybody's going to treat you the exact same way, when that is not the case, okay? It's like, we've all said this, I'm sure, okay? Any of us out there, that like if you're, you know, if you're a woman or a gay man or whatever, and you say, if you date men, you know, you get out of a bad relationship with somebody that was really unhealthy, and you go, oh, men suck, right? We make that statement. Or the same, you know, going back with women, you know, people will say. And the reality is, no, not all men suck. Not all women suck. You know, those are generalizations that we make based on our own personal experience. And it's about getting away from that. But sometimes, okay, sometimes, and this is where we have to treat ourselves with empathy and compassion, sometimes we have to go through the pain of learning to set the boundary, one. Number two, we then have to flip to the other side of the pendulum, okay? And we have to get to the point where we do say things like men suck, okay? And then we have to get through that, and we have to realize, maybe they don't all suck. Maybe I can set limits and boundaries with how I choose to be treated in my life, but also seeing that maybe there are some people out there that will treat me the way I deserve to be treated. Not all people are going to be the same way to me. And that's when we find a balance, like it's talking about in here, a balance of what our expectations are from other people. And like I've talked a lot about in meditations this year, it's also a lot about lowering our expectations from people, you know? I've said this in a lot of videos recently of mine, that there's always three sides to every story, you know, especially when you go through a breakup or whatever. There's their side, there's your side, and then there's the truth. And the thing is that if it's your truth, okay, and you're like, this is how it happened, I've done this myself, okay? Often, you know, I only see my side of it, and nobody else can be right. And then the other person, they only see it from their side, but they feel just as strongly and passionately about it as they do. You can't talk them out of it, and you can't talk me out of it, right? So what happens is you have this going on, okay? And then at that point, the truth, which is in the middle, is lost, because there's probably a little truth from my point of view, there's probably a little truth from their point of view, and then in the middle somewhere lies the real truth, right? I'm not at a point in my life where I really want to fight over that stuff anymore, you know? I want to live my life with peace and serenity. I don't want anger and hatred in my heart. I just don't, okay? And so, you know, in past relationships and things where there would be like a breakup, and we would go through that, and they'd say, yes, but you, and I'd say, yes, but you. Have you ever been in that? And then you get caught up in that toxicity, and that can happen with friends and family members as well, you know? That we get very caught up in that. And what happens over time is that the fight that we've been having over time, we stop having the fight, and the fight is having us. And then we're in that, you know? And so then what has to happen is if we're in unhealthy relationships and we learn to set boundaries and we become stronger people, okay, as we get out of those relationships. And like I always say, even though it references this in here, this is from Melody Beatty's point of view, I'm going to say this on here. I'm not talking about severely abusive relationships. That is an entirely different thing, okay? Which you need to be seeking professional help for and talking to somebody and dealing with that. That's completely separate. I'm talking about just basically unhealthy relationships. When we have gotten strong enough to say, I no longer am willing to take this, often we stay in those relationships. You know, often like, you know, counseling can help those relationships. And what you realize over time is that the other person wants to change too, you know? And maybe we've been a little unhealthy to them as well. So you can stay in relationships. You know, unhealthy people become healthy again. Unhealthy relationships become healthy again, you know? But often we have to leave. And when we do leave those relationships and we become stronger and we become new people, we have to realize that over time, we have to allow other people the chance to treat us the way that we deserve to be treated, or we just are going to close everybody off from the world. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to live that way. I want to allow new people in my life. I want to have new experiences with new people, don't you? I mean, I'm 46 years old, you know, like I don't want to live to be 116, you think? It's not going to happen. But you know what I mean? I don't want to live another 20 years and not meet one new person because I'm so jaded about like how I've been treated for the last 25. You know what I mean? I just don't, you know? And I think as you get older, and I think this is why as you get older, you don't make friends as easily, is because we do have more experiences of things that have happened to us. And I think it's about not using those as proof or evidence, but allowing ourselves to continue to just stand back up. You know, I wanted to talk today about, this is a meditation maybe I'll do for, it's not even a meditation, something I wanted to talk about today that I saw yesterday, and I was thinking about this, that we never learn how to get back up if we don't fall first. And I think that's true of relationships too, you know, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.